Let's make a very delicious Italian cheesy beef. It is so simple to make. I promise you, there is nothing complicated about this. Let me show you. Go get your crock pot and plug it in. Now, my crock pot has two settings, high and low. High is composed of 4 to 6 hours, low is 8 to 10 hours. I will be cooking mine in 4 hours. The Italian beef that I am using is Papa Charlie's. Mine was in my freezer. I did take it out the night before, and this is how it looks. It doesn't look too appetizing right now, but trust me, once the flavors start to boil together, it will be very, very appetizing. You want to take this very, very slow. If you don't, you are going to cause a spill like I did. I've left that clip because I wanted to show you what can happen if you move too fast and you're not very cautious. Of course, it's not a big spill, but just wanted to give you a heads up. Now, mine is still a bit frozen here, so what I am going to do is I am going to close the lid, let it do its thing, and then I will return and check on it. Once it has fully melted, then you can give it a good stir. I am taking record of the time 2:06 and I shall return at 3:25. So a little bit over an hour. Let's check how our beef is doing. It is certainly ready for a good stir. So mix that baby up and close the lid and let it continue doing its thing. Now, if you set it in there for 4-6 hours, you could, in theory, just leave it in there and let it do its thing. But I do like to randomly just go up to my crock pot and give it a good stir, just to make sure that all the flavors are being mixed together. Guess who is here? The neighborhood cat Overwise and little sweetie pie Gerald. We rescued Gerald last year, and aren't they just the cutest? But it is getting later in the day. I am going to check on the Italian beef. It is gaining a bit of a boil, not quite. But and maybe because I kept opening it too much, so just a heads up there, if you do open it a bit too much, it will take longer to actually gain a boil. But mine was warm enough, so I am going to turn on my mini oven and prep my buns. Now it's time to assemble our Italian beef sandwich. So let's add the Italian beef on the bread. Now let's add our delicious cheese. It is up to you the flavor of cheese that you would like to add. I've selected Chihuahua cheese, which is what I had handy. And now we're going to input it in the oven. Mine is a mini oven. If your oven is functioning perfectly fine, then add it there. Mine is currently not functioning, so I am improvising. If you don't have a mini oven or an oven, I believe a microwave may melt the cheese, which is the objective here. However, I do want to note an oven does provide a good toast to the bread, so just a heads up there if you do decide to use a microwave. While your cheesy Italian beef is in the microwave, you do not want to go far. Stay close because you could end up burning your cheese. So just be mindful of how quickly the cheese can melt. And here is the end result. It is so delicious, just as is. You can get some jus sauce and dunk your sandwich in there. Now, we ran out of bread, so my husband improvised and he used good old sandwich bread. Nevertheless, it was still very delicious. He added some breakfast sausages here, but everything else remained the same. If you run out of Italian beef bread, go and grab your good old sandwich bread and assemble that baby. I very quickly realized that I do not have giardiniera in my sandwich, and Italian beefs and jardiniere go hand in hand together. Think of it like peanut butter and jelly. You can't have one without the other. And don't forget to dunk your sandwich in that delicious broth that your Italian beef was marinating in. Let me show you. That is this broth. You can add so many other ingredients such as mushrooms, onion. The flavors are endless here.